Hey guys, welcome back to Mac Music Review. In this epic episode, we're looking at the album Little Dark Age by MGMT, and this is the album cover. Little Dark Age is the latest album from the legendary alternative rock band MGMT. I want to say legendary, but it's weird to say that because their first album was in 2008, and apparently their music has not even been that super well received by critics or people in general, which is really weird. I mean, people like them, but music critics don't assume that they're legendary. They wouldn't use that title. Yeah, their debut album isn't even that highly rated, which is interesting. Congratulations got some love, but not from everybody. And then people said the self-titled album was really bad. People really didn't like that album. So yeah, I want to say they're legendary to me because they made the song "Time to Pretend," which is one of my all-time favorite songs ever. Might be my favorite song. Might be the best song ever made. I don't know, maybe. And they did "Kids" and they did "Electric Feel." I just, you know, listening to alternative radio, I would hear them all the time, and I loved it every time they came on the radio. So, yeah. This new album has 10 full-length songs. And something interesting about this album is it feels like it came from another time period almost. Like, all of these songs have a very strong throwback feel. Like, for example, Me and Michael just sounds like a Tears for Fears song. A Tears for Fears song. And like, a lot of this music just sounds really throwback, even with the vocals and just the music style, the old synths and stuff. A lot of it sounds very 70s, very 80s. And as is similar to music from the 70s, you have an instrumental track on this album, which is almost a lost thing. Like, you barely ever hear instrumental, an actual, 4 or 5 minute instrumental track, and that's on here in the form of Days That Got Away. But anyway, 10 full-length songs on this project, so not super long, but, you know, it's decently sized, because the songs themselves are all, around 4 minutes or longer. There's no, really short songs on this album. I'm going to start with the negatives because I do have some problems with this album. First negative is the very first track, She Works Out Too Much. This is a ridiculous song. This is an extremely goofy song. This song is a major turnoff for anyone who's trying to get into MGMT. Anyone's like, okay, you know, I've heard the singles. I know they've got some popular songs. I know they're kind of legendary in the alternative community. I'm going to try to listen to their new album. And you start with the song She Works Out Too Much, and you're like, what the heck is this band? What the heck is this song? It's like a 70s or 80s workout video mixed into a song, and the hook of this song is about a relationship that didn't work out because the girl in the relationship loved working out too much because she works out too much, and the guy doesn't work out as much because he doesn't enjoy working out as much as she enjoys working out. Yeah, that's so dumb. And then Me and Michael. The problem with Me and Michael is I think it might be better if the song James wasn't on here, because to me, Me and Michael and James, they're both friendship ballads. They're both songs, these just extremely sweet, extremely wholesome and heartfelt songs about and kind of almost goofy, just very, very, very happy songs about friendship. Me and Michael is about the friendship between the main guy and Michael, and James about the friendship between the main guy and this guy named James. And they're just these very upbeat, positive jams about friendship. And I just think that James is way better. Vocally, it's more interesting. I like it better. Musically, I like it a lot better. And, I mean, lyrically, they're both basically the same. I don't know if I can say it's better lyrically, but I just like the song James a lot more, and so I really don't care for the song. I just usually skip Me and Michael. I don't love that song. And then that instrumental track I was telling you about, yeah, I don't care for it at all. It's called Days That Got Away. I gotta give props for this. It's called Days That Got Away, and that's what the song feels like. It feels like Days That Got Away. It just meanders. You know, Days That Got Away is a title that suggests wasted days, and that's what I feel when I'm listening to this. The song doesn't go anywhere. It's just kind of moving around, and stuff is happening with the music, and it just kind of exists, and it just feels like Days That Got Away. That's the vibe of this song. Now, I gotta say, with my complaints on this album, None of these songs are bad. None of the songs I didn't like as much. She Works Out Too Much is actually, you know, it's got some good lyrics, and musically it actually is pretty good, and vocally, of course. Me and Michael actually does have really good music. I just, you know, it's very derivative of Tears for Fears, and I don't love that sound. Recycled here. But it's not a bad song by any means. And then Days That Got Away isn't bad either. As for the highlights, literally every other song. Oh my goodness. Little Dark Age is fantastic. This is a very dark and cryptic song. The lyrics are super cryptic. And it just has this pulsating beat. And the chorus constantly shifts and changes in small ways. And this song just constantly keeps you on your toes, constantly has you coming back for more. It's really, really cool. It's really dark, and it's just really epic sounding. I love this song. When You Die is like a perfect song. This is like a perfect song. What's amazing about When You Die is just how simplistic simplistic and kind of shocking how simple the lyrics are. The lyrics on this song, all of the lyrics, it sounds like, came directly from the lead singer's diary. And it's all these just angry, it's just scatterbrain, random angry thoughts about himself and about other people. And it's so, the lines are so straightforward. I don't want to spoil it for you. But it's set to this super positive, upbeat, amazing music. The music is so good on the song. But the song just works so well. And it's just so much fun to listen to, and such a good song. TS Lamp, or Time Spent Looking at My Phone, is exactly what the title says. It's about how we're addicted to our phones. Which, to me, it sounds weird that he's addressing this topic on this album. Because it's like, the album feels so old. Like, it feels like such a throwback album. Like something that could have been, like, made in the 70s. I don't know if exactly made in the 70s, but it sounds very much music from the 70s and the 80s, and maybe a little bit of the 90s. Mostly 70s inspired, which is, you know, an amazing decade for music. Probably the best decade for music. So, good on you for borrowing from this decade. But, yeah, it's just, it feels so authentic to another time period. Him talking about people being addicted to their phones is just, that's what the song's about. It's musically great, lyrically great, vocally great. The whole album is vocally really impressive. But yeah, it's just a great song. I already talked about James. I really like that track. And then after Days That Got Away, you have One Thing Left to Try. This is interesting because this sounds exactly like a Foster the People song. Literally, this is a Foster the People song, but from the 70s. Like, if Foster the People was a band that existed in the 70s, this would be on that album. This would be one of their songs. Because lyrically, musically, even vocally, this just sounds like a Foster the People song. A really, really good Foster the People song. A Foster the People song that would be on Torches. That's what this sounds like. And that's not a bad thing. I think lyrically it's one of the least distinctive songs on the album. One of the most forgettable songs on the album. Because it doesn't seem to be saying anything. And it's just kind of like, instead of, it's like cryptic, like you don't understand what the song's about, but it's not cryptic in a great way like Little Dark Age is. Anyway, it's a really good song. It's still a really good song. And then you have When You're Small. When You're Small is the sound of someone shrinking. It is literally, it feels like the Alice in Wonderland when she takes the potion. It's like, but then a part of the song you feel like you're growing. It's an excellent psychedelic song. Because it's a song that makes you feel something, that takes you out of your own body or out of your own experience and takes you into this weird psychedelic world with the lyrics and the vocals and the music. It all works together to create this really unique ability and power, and it's so cool. Hand It Over is a utterly fantastic closing track. Oh my goodness, I love this song so much. Probably could be my second favorite MGMT song. It's definitely in my top 5. I don't know if I had to do my favorite MGMT songs, but this song is awesome. Lyrically, it's about the music industry. That's how I take it. I'm sure different people interpret it in different ways, but it's about the music industry and how they want you to sell out. And it's so cool. The song is super slow, and the music, and it just feels like butter, man. It's such a smooth, amazing sounding song that I love. Kind of has, once again, that 70s vibe that I love. Such a cool song. Such a cool song. Anyway, I really, really, really like this album. It has some, it has some lulls on the track list. It has some awkward moments, like She Works Out Too Much. I really just always skip Me and Michael, and then I always skip Days That Got Away. But I think this album more than makes up for it in the highlights, because the highlights on this album are so good. So good. And vocally, the whole album is really, really good. I'm going to have to give this thing 4 stars out of 5. It's really nice to talk about a very good album after, scratch that. It's good to talk about a great album after reviewing all of the MercyMe albums, and then Joytime by Marshmello. It's just like, this is refreshing to really like take the time to listen to something this good. I enjoyed this a lot. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about the album Folklore by Taylor Swift in an episode of Is This or That. Apparently Pitchfork says it's an 8. 8 is high praise in my opinion, because my album of the year in 2019 was an 8. It was Psychodrama by Dave. And then they gave Igor, which was a lot of people's album of the year last year, they gave that an 8. These guys have given some pretty good albums. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend by, I don't remember her name, Maria Lambert or whatever, the country artist. That's supposed to be a fantastic album. They gave that an 8. So, whatever. Have a great rest of your day.